heard that you have grippers in your back pocket, so they're crime-free.
I don't, actually. That
mother
was
thought
what
you
we
did,
were
though?
testing about. Because my dad's jeans have pockets, like grippers in the pockets, to prevent him from getting pickpocketed.
How does that work?
I assume there's some rubber in there and, friction.
Okay. I have no idea.
Well, we're a very friction-filled episode today. Welcome to A Lot About a Little, episode number
way to
20.
Friction-filled?
I don't know if that's what we're going to use, but welcome to A Lot About a Little. And this is the 20th anniversary, I guess, technically. It's not week 20, though.
The 20th anniversary?
Because we took technically, I guess, 2 weeks off. We had one planning week, and then we took, the live stream wasn't really an episode.
I don't know. We've almost been doing this for half a year, though.
I don't know if that works out. Well, I guess 26 weeks.
Exactly, correct, yeah.
So in 6 weeks, we'll have to have a party.
We
should have. I forgot the confetti cannons today.
Yeah.
The bang, 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 but like that. And well, this is our final in-person episode. Reed's going home today.
Yep.
How was your time in Chicago?
It was great. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's always good to see friends, and
That's good.
Be back in the area, absolutely.
We went to the 50th anniversary party last night of our college radio station.
Yeah.
That was a fun time.
That was a very fun time.
That was more people showed up than I thought.
Yeah,
I was surprised.
Good. I was talking to another buddy that was there. We were both at the 45th one.
Okay.
As freshmen. That would have been back in 18.
Wow.
And this one was a lot better than...
Was it?
Yeah.
That's good.
Just in terms of, what there all was, the people that were there. That one was cool to see, some of the alums. But there was definitely a lot more for this one, for the 50th, which was really good.
Well, I feel like the 50th is a much bigger milestone.
Correct,
than 45, so...
Yeah. That definitely brought some more people out now.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, though. And I won a raffle basket, which is pretty sick.
Reed's over here, man. First of all, I had my 50-50 tickets. They sell 50-50 tickets, split the pot. And then you got a raffle ticket when you entered.
Yep.
So they're calling out baskets. I think they had 5 baskets.
5 baskets, yeah.
And then they had a couple bricks from the old...
And 5 bricks, yeah.
Where the old radio station was when it first opened.
Yeah, that was something.
They tore down that building. But
yep.
So they're calling numbers, and you want to take it over there, take over that story?
Oh, yeah. They're calling numbers, and my number got called, so I won.
Wow, that was a climactic story there.
What's the other part of the story? You had my raffle number in your 50-50 or something like that, you said?
It was 731, I want to say, was the last 3, and I had 731.
It was 150.
Okay, no. Well, maybe that wasn't yours then, but I had.
Yeah, I don't think it was mine.
They were from the same roll. I think they had the same ticket numbers.
I'm pretty sure mine ended in 150 for the basket, because Patrick was 4-9 and Carl was 5-1 or something like that. They were on. No, you would have been 4-9. Carl was 5-1 or something like that. They were on either side.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
but you won some hats and some.
I won a hat, a sweatshirt, 2 pairs of socks, a scarf, a lunchbox, a sticker, and a cup.
Wow.
And I had bought a hat before that, and then I won another one.
So you should have returned that second hat.
I like the second hat, though, so I'm going home with 2 hats, though, so that's pretty cool.
Your hat game, though. I don't. Are you a big hat wearer? I've worn a hat now, same hat twice for 2 separate episodes.
I wear them every day during the baseball season. Every game day I'll wear a hat. But then, outside of that, if I'm doing stuff outside, I'll wear one. I always wear one when I golf. Sans today because I don't have I could break one in.
Yeah,
that could be kind of fun. Yeah, I wear them pretty frequently. I have a fair amount of hats back at my apartment.
Yeah, your hat collection is
growing
strong.
Yes.
I like that. I feel like I only wear Blackhawks hats and
radio station hats
now.
Yeah.
But so after yesterday, I feel like we need to give an update here on the bird situation.
Yes.
So
this is going to be
if you missed last week's episode,
For the people listening, this is going to be now 2 weeks after.
yes, I think. Is
Yeah.
someone coming downstairs?
Can we come on the show?
Oh, God. No, we don't. Actually, no. I like how you're just inserting yourself here.
Well, opportunities now.
I think we're all right. Thank
All right.
you.
Goodbye.
Wow. For those of you that don't know, that was
That's
my
staying
father
in.
making a special guest appearance
That
there.
is staying in. It has to. That was hilarious. Anyway, so for the people taking notes, this episode is being recorded on November 5th. However, it is coming out in 3 weeks.
The 24th, I want to say,
Yeah.
is the day it'll
Yeah.
be coming out. So we had, if you missed last week's episode, when Reid arrived to the humble abode that I call
Yes.
my house, we there was a special winged visitor in the basement.
A winged welcome.
What did you say yesterday? Or a bird business or something? What was the section name you were going to call it?
Oh, shoot. What was it?
The winged wabbit or something? I don't know.
The what? What? The winged wabbit?
The winged wabbit. Well, it's wabbit season.
The bird. Bird alert.
Bird alert.
Bird alert,
So,
that's
time for our new segment,
Bird
Bird
alert.
alert,
Bird
here
alert.
on the A Lot About a Little show. But no, so there was a bird in the basement
Yeah.
when Reid arrived. And we spent probably 15, 20 minutes trying to catch it.
It was more than that.
It was a while.
It could have been a
might
half hour.
It was probably an hour. So after spending 4 hours trying to catch it, we after 4 hours trying to catch it, we tried to. We're like, all right, we got to go to dinner. You
Yep.
know?
We gave up.
Gave up. We'll be there.
Momentarily.
We'll bring home the reinforcements from dinner.
Yeah. One-footed Patrick.
Yeah, one-footed Patrick to come and assist in the capture
Yep.
of our intruder. So come back. Bird is gone. Poof, gone. Magic
Poof.
trick.
Yeah.
Right.
Call
So-
it a Houdini.
Yeah.
We looked high and low. Mostly high because you were looking and you're tall.
Yeah. And so we're like, all right, well, it must have been gone. Then yesterday was the party. No bird at all yesterday. We were in and out.
Yeah, we really didn't look for the bird, did we?
Well, we went downstairs. I went down there and looked a few
Okay.
times just to make
All
sure
right. Fair enough.
we were safe,
Yeah.
you know.
Safe, yes. Safety first.
Safety first. And so then today, before we left to come here and record this,
Yeah.
we go downstairs.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, there's no bird. And then all of a sudden, Reid hears a ruffling in the. Yeah. How's
That
it
was
go?
a terrible
How's it go?
impression.
Oh, gosh.
That was terrible.
So he heard some ruffling
Yeah.
happening.
Yep. And I said, it's over there. And you go, no, it's not. I don't hear anything. I said, I heard something over there, Logan.
Yeah.
So then we had to narrow down where the bird was.
It was. And so what had happened was there was a bird. What was that? That was trash can upstairs. This is off the rails here. No, but so the bird had gotten stuck to one of those glue mouse traps.
Yeah.
And it was trying to become free, you know.
Yeah. And it had a companion.
It did. Well, the companion had already met its maker, unfortunately.
Yes.
So I was like, whoa, okay. I was a little
Whoa.
caught off guard. At first, I
Whoa.
was like, that's a big bird, but it was actually two separate birds.
Yeah, because I was looking. It ended up being underneath a side table next
Right.
to a couch, and I was looking under there, and I'm like, man, like I know it's down there, and that looks kind of big to be the bird. I didn't know if its wings were like stuck and outstretched or something, because there was like a cord running like
Right.
near it as well, so it could have been a possibility. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, I think there's a second bird down there.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, it was not ideal.
No, not at all. Far from it.
Far from it. And so we had to I got the bird out, got it outside.
Yep.
And I unfortunately the bird, I think, had a panic attack or something and was unable to be removed from the
Yeah.
from the glue traps. But that was very unexpected. I
Yeah.
didn't know, wasn't expecting that. So
It was kind of uneventful, honestly.
well, clearly though,
It was like, oh, the bird's here.
well,
We didn't need to like heroically like jump and try to catch it with the net or anything
yeah,
like
no,
that. It was just like
it was kind of a sad day.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
yeah,
but Yeah, so we then paraded around the house looking for any large holes, again,
Yes.
or a door that might have been open that said birds come in here.
Yeah.
Didn't find
Couldn't
it.
find anything.
So we still are to be determined on what happened
Yeah.
with the bird situation.
And that can be a future bird alert.
Yeah, we're gonna need a graphic for that.
We may.
I'm gonna need you to
Oh gosh.
work on a bird
I'll
alert
cook
graphic.
something up. Maybe while I'm waiting at the airport
There
today.
you go.
Yeah.
Some Adobe Express special right there.
Sure.
So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, birds and Logan do not mix well. Is essentially what
do
I'm
you have
saying.
other bird incidents, or is this the only one?
I mean, I don't know of any other bird incidents per se.
You made it seem like there were other bird incidents. That's why I
Well,
asked.
I mean, this is now 6 birds in the house.
Yeah.
So clearly,
Clearly,
there's an
something.
issue.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And so, unfortunately, we're gonna have to figure out. We don't want a zoo in the basement here.
Correct.
We don't want
Correct.
uninvited guests.
Yeah. Don't need any of those.
And by the way, when we found this bird,
Yeah.
it wasn't Reid. Reid was not being the hero here. Reid was standing on the chair.
No,
screaming like a
no, I
little girl.
wasn't. This is I was holding the flashlight very, very well, for the most part.
You weren't even doing that at first. I was holding the flashlight for myself while I was
yeah.
trying to catch it.
I didn't know if it was going to fly away, so someone had to be there to try to stop it.
You didn't even have a net.
I had the pool stick. I was going to
Okay.
bat it out of the air like
All
a
right.
baseball bat.
Okay.
Yeah.
We cannot keep that in.
Well, I wanted you to do because it's your house.
Oh yeah,
So
I'm
it's-
sure
it's-
that's.
it's
I'm sure
your
that's
problem.
Well, yeah, I don't know what the word is for fear of birds, but
I don't know. I'm not scared of birds.
bird phobia here.
They aren't my favorite, but
Uh,
I hate them.
what? Are we? Do you see audio levels over there?
Yeah?
Okay, good.
No.
All right. Well, I don't know where we were at, but
Not a clue.
what were we discussing? Birds.
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 The bird is the word.
The bird is the word. So, anyway, needless to say, there's a bird issue
Yeah.
that needs to be
That needs to
resolved.
be resolved.
You're leaving today, so
Correct.
unfortunately, I'll be left to my own devices
Yeah,
to
you'll need to figure it out.
try and figure it out. Because Nicole's not going to help.
Yeah.
She has a fear of birds. So
you have an
yeah,
actual
she
fear of
really
birds?
didn't like Sesame Street. Big Bird was her arch enemy. What?
What?
Big Bird. I told you she had a fear of birds. And last time I checked, Big Bird is a pretty big bird.
Yeah, that's fair. It's in his name.
It is, and he's yellow and fluffy.
Is he the biggest bird? Have you heard that song? The I'm the biggest bird song?
No,
I'm the biggest bird. I'll have to.
I like how no. I just want you to sing it for me, please.
That's okay.
Okay. Well,
We'll play it. I'll play it on the way over to the golf course.
all right, fair enough. So
Yeah.
we're golfing today. One other thing that we did yesterday, which I find amusing, was we got to go watch some Tier 1
Oh yeah.
hockey.
Yes.
The for those of you that don't know, Tier 1 AAA hockey is some of the best youth hockey that there is, besides juniors and stuff like that. So parents pay a lot of money for kids to play very good hockey. And so the biggest tournament in the Chicagoland area happened to be in town this weekend.
It's
The
a
CCM
national tournament as well, though.
Right.
Teams from all over the country. Yeah.
Right. It's a CCM World Invite, so teams from all over the country and Canada.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's any. I don't think anybody came in from across the ocean, but I think they invite pretty much anyone that wants to come can be in it.
How often do they do this World Invite? Is it
Once
just
a year.
Once a year. And
Once a
Is
year.
it always in Chicago?
It is. It's the CCM World Invite in Chicago. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I think Chicago's a pretty centralized location.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And there's a ton of ice rinks in the vicinity.
You have a ton of ice rinks at central location. You have 2 major airports. Yeah, it makes sense.
So so we were out watching some 18s, some of the U18 hockey.
Yeah. They have all
and
the different age brackets.
They do. They have, I believe, all the way down to like minor might.
What age are those kids?
Those are like 5, 6. just starting out.
Jeez.
So they
They're probably better than I am, though.
well, they definitely are, and so they they were playing yesterday, and we were watching, and I was doing a lot of watching of the referees because, as we've previously established on the Halloween live stream, I am a hockey referee.
Yeah.
And there was I don't get the chance to watch youth hockey too much from the stands.
Mm-hmm.
And so to sit in the stands and hear how much hatred goes towards the referees is unbelievable.
Some of those parents get into it, though.
They do.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if I was paying that much for my kid to be playing, I'd want them to play good, too.
This is true. But, I mean, first of all, you can't blame the referees for everything.
Correct.
And so we're standing. We're just about ready to go, I think. And I think you had gone to do something. I don't know what you're doing. But I was standing by the end board by myself, and there was we're going to just call her Karen, standing next to me.
Did she have the haircut?
Yes, she did. Well, it was, I don't know, short, like, to the point, kind of thing.
Short to the point.
Well, she had a rather loud opinion of the referee, who, unbeknownst to her, was one of the 10 referees that was hired by the American Hockey League, the AHL, minor league professional hockey.
That was a very long explanation of that, but okay.
Well, I mean, I want to make sure everyone understands that this was kind of a big deal when this happened.
The level below the NHL.
Correct.
It's like
level below.
Tier 2 professional hockey.
Right. And so she has reffed American League hockey and is a very, very good official. And this person was giving her opinion to all of the people around her,
Anyone that could listen, really.
Anyone that could and would listen.
I was in the bathroom and I heard it.
Yeah, well, right. And so she, she's looking around. Oh, this person doesn't know what she's doing. Why is she out here? This and that, And I'm just kind of nodding along. You kind of have to, right? I mean, I'm not going to just immediately jump in and say something.
Not trying to start a fight or anything.
Right. And so, she's looking around and she's like, then eventually she like says something and like, right. She looks at me and she's like, right? Am I right? And I was like, well, actually, she's a pretty good referee. I mean, granted, these were 18-year-old males, and she was a female who was reffing, officiating. Again, probably the best skater on the ice.
Very smooth.
Very smooth.
Oh my, yeah. I need her to teach me how to skate.
Yeah, right.
Because she made it look effortless. Like
yes, like skating through some nice microwave butter, and so she.
Yeah.
Needless to say, is a very good skater, and so I was like, she actually is a pretty good referee, but the woman then was like, oh well. She shouldn't be out here. I'm like, well, the American Hockey League, the AHL, just hired, 10 new women to referee.
10 new women or 10 new officials?
10 new. Well, I mean, there are 10 women to officiate hockey.
Okay, got it.
In the AHL.
Okay.
I
didn't know if it was just a class of 10 of male and female, or if it was just the 10.
No. It was 10 female that they hired.
Okay.
I want to say it was 10. It might not have quite been 10. It was no more than 10, though.
Okay.
And so I kind of said that, and she's like, yeah, but, she really shouldn't be out here. She should stick to women's hockey. And I was like, first of all, whoa. Like, let's back up. Let's back the bus up here. I was like, she is probably, and I, again, said to her, she is the best skater on the ice.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right now.
Easily. And there were some very strong skating kids.
Well, right. And what people don't understand is the referees don't have a break throughout the entirety of the game,
Yeah, they don't do line changes or anything.
No.
Yeah.
And so they're skating for, they were playing 15-minute periods yesterday, 45 straight minutes, I mean, with they have a 2-minute break for intermission.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just unbelievable, like I don't want to say insensitivity because that's not the word, but just like I guess insensitivity would be the right word,
Yeah.
that some people have, especially towards referees. I feel like there's a stereotype of that it's always the referee's fault, and I get that.
Yeah.
But, for the past couple of years here in Illinois, and I think across the country, especially for hockey, and I know for other stuff too, there has been a huge shortage
Oh yeah,
of officials.
because people don't want to do it. Yeah,
People don't want to do it. They're like, I mean, we're all crazy, right? Why would we want to go out there and get yelled at?
yeah, exactly.
And so that is kind of concerning.
I saw this video. I actually watched it on my way back from the airport on Friday about like the science behind why officials are bad and why they miss calls and stuff. And it talked about how like, well, as you get older, your senses, are on the decline. I found it very interesting. It talked a little bit more about baseball, and it talked about how a baseball umpire, when he's calling a guy out at first, is watching the base for when his foot hits it and is listening for the sound of the ball hitting the glove of the first baseman. And there's a discrepancy between how fast light and sound moves, obviously, so that can lead to some inconsistencies in calls, which I found very interesting. And it also brought up the fact that with video replay on everything now, it's making officials look maybe worse than they are at times.
Well, right. And I think, until you do it, even for baseball or hockey or whatever it is, there is so much going on.
And it's going so fast.
Right. And so I think he's the referee in chief now or the president or something of the Illinois Hockey Officials Association. He had an old adage, is where he would ask someone, he would say, how many pairs of skate or how many legs do you have?
Yeah.
How many legs do you have?
2.
Okay. And how many people play on the ice at one time?
10.
Well,
the goalie's just 12.
Okay, that's 12. So right there, that's 24 24 legs to look at.
Yeah.
Right? And now you have you have 2 hands, right?
So 24 hands.
So 24 hands.
Yeah.
Right? So that's 48 things just in skates and hands to keep track of.
For, yeah.
Now keep in mind, people yelling at you. Now keep in mind all the sticks.
Yep.
The
puck, just tracking
the puck,
that
exactly.
as well, yeah.
And the net and everything, so...
And the fact that a lot of hockey equipment is the same color as the puck.
Well...
that doesn't help either,
Yeah. But it's so much... Like, I definitely had a realization when I started refereeing.
I can imagine.
That it's a lot more difficult than you think it is, and I'm not. I don't want to just sit here and be on my high horse of referees are always perfect because they're not.
They aren't. Yeah.
But you have to understand that.
Yeah.
Going into it, especially at youth hockey and youth sports levels.
Yeah.
They're not going to be perfect. I mean, a lot of times, especially for young kids, they're 12 years old, 13 years old, will just start umping baseball or reffing hockey.
Yeah.
The age is 12 now to start reffing hockey.
That's wild. It makes sense, though. Yeah, you got to start early, yeah.
Well, they got to start early, and there's such a shortage. Again, they need more people, I think, is more so the issue.
Just even looking at, from my perspective from baseball, our umpire crews at AA are so young, too. To a point where an umpire can age out if they are not progressing as they should be throughout their career.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. So you don't have, in Major League Baseball, I think has the video talked about average age of all the leagues as well, and I'm pretty sure the MLB was highest on the list, either them or football, and then I believe the NBA and the NHL were the 2 youngest ones. But you don't have like a 60-year-old ump in AA baseball unless they need like a local fill-in, and then they'll pull in a local guy. But even like that, the officials in AA are just as young as some of the players.
Yeah.
And they are yes, they are officiating the game, but they are also learning too, which I think can be hard for a lot of people to grasp. They're there obviously to call the game.
Right.
Just like a baseball player is there to hit the ball.
Right.
But just like the baseball player, they're also there to learn and develop as well.
Right. And I don't know do you know how it works in baseball? I know recently, a lot of the guys who officiate in the NHL come from their former players that were playing in the league because it seems that the league is more concerned with speed and ability to keep up with the pace of the game.
Sure.
So I don't know if do you know where a lot of those people come from, or do they?
I don't. I imagine that MLB umps have prior baseball experience, but I honestly don't think there's a ton that have played in the majors,
right?
That are officiating.
Yeah.
Because I think too with baseball, your career can go on so much longer than the other sports. You have guys playing into their 30s and late 30s, early 40s. Which you see some older guys in hockey.
Yeah,
but
Jaromir Jagr's still going.
Exactly.
He's
yeah, but
he's almost 60 here.
But like when a hockey player retires, he's not turning around and becoming an official unless he retires very early on in his career. If he's an AHL guy and he's not making it, he may switch there, which I know has happened a couple times. But for baseball, I know MLB, the umpiring association, puts on like clinics that you can go to.
Yeah.
And they will go through. I mean, this is obviously people that have umped before. They've done high school, college, whatever level it may be.
Right.
And they go through this clinic and they check, like, all right, like, how good are you at your calls, like ball strikes, base plays, positioning, stuff like that. And I think through the evaluation, you can be selected and be placed at a level in minor league baseball. And just like a player, you work your way up through the levels.
Yeah. There's definitely a whole development process that it goes through.
Yes.
When you get to levels that high, like professional level, hockey or baseball, I'm sure it's the same with all sports. You know, they're not just going to stick someone in there that has no business.
Correct.
Being out there.
Yeah.
Actually, fun fact. Do you know there's a rule that if there's for some reason the snowstorm or some reason the referees can't be there.
Yeah, for hockey?
Yes, for hockey, for college, and for professionals. Even if one can be there, they can designate one member from each team to serve as linesmen.
That's wild.
So they're out there in full player equipment, no whistle, so they have to wave their hands or something, and
they wouldn't put on officials?
No.
Whoa.
I mean, where are they going to get that
That's
at?
Fair enough.
So
That's wild.
That happened.
Have you ever seen that in person personally, or have you just heard about it happening?
I've not.
Okay.
I knew, after COVID,
Yeah.
that was a big thing where they would have to do that because they could only get one
so
referee,
weird.
one linesman. And you got to have more than that for, especially that hockey we watched yesterday. You can't do that just one person.
No.
That pace of that is way too fast.
Yeah.
So
that's wild.
You pull somebody in and you say, all right, just stand here on the blue line.
Yeah.
And call offsides and icings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll do all the rest. Just call offsides.
Yeah. I think one thing too with umpires, we touched on this a little bit earlier, but having video review, or like in the minor leagues are now using the automated ball strike system.
Yeah.
Where I believe a catcher, pitcher, or batter can challenge a ball or strike call, and they have a system that looks like, when you see the ball arc, on TV, that can confirm or deny it, and then there's some penalty for, a failed challenge. I'm not quite sure how that works. But there's that. But also, I feel like sports, we're getting to the point where with video review, we're just reviewing maybe too many things.
Yeah. It's slowing the game down.
Yeah, where it's not even about pace, but it's just small stuff. Being like, all right, do we really need to review I know when they changed the offsides rules in the NHL a couple of years back, they adjusted how they do video review.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, if the official misses an offside that directly results in a goal, then look at it. But if the team may have been offside and then holds the zone in a minute and then they score, do we really need to review that if you gave the defense a whole minute to attempt to clear the puck?
Well, yeah.
There's scenarios like that which, make me question if we're just, putting cameras everywhere and just reviewing too much. Like, obviously you want to do goals and stuff like that. That's understandable,
Yeah.
But there's some stuff where, with the timing in the game, that, is it worth it, or are we just doing it because, if we don't, someone's going to get mad, they're like, oh, this happened, maybe a minute ago.
Yeah. Well, the NHL has done a good job of penalizing failed challenges.
Yes.
So I don't know what the rules are with other sports, but
Yeah.
if they do challenge something and it is incorrect,
Yeah.
they will be penalized. So
Yeah.
that happens a lot now. If they challenge something like offsides that led to a goal,
Yeah.
and it's a failed challenge, then they'll got scored on and will start shorthanded right after that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how. I think football, if you challenge a call, the result of if the challenge fails, obviously the call stands and you just play from there. So that, I guess, is enough of a penalty. But obviously you have a set amount of challenges and stuff. I don't know what baseball is doing for the ball strike system, for that.
Yeah.
I think for other challenges, for like guys being called out that they review now, I think you just lose a challenge. You have like 3 challenges and you lose it, or they may even have like 1 in baseball, and as long as you are right, you keep it, obviously. But if you're not, you lose it.
Right. I know working college volleyball games where the school we went to had Division I NCAA college volleyball.
Yeah.
And they had like a set amount of reviewable challenges.
Sure.
So but they would also use those as like timeouts. So talk about things that really slow the game down. Is taking a look at that. I mean, sometimes that was 5-10 minutes. With the quality replay system that they had, to look at.
Those things do take some time. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they definitely do.
It's like watching a replay on a potato, but it's not ideal.
I think it's funny too. My favorite thing is when you go to a live event like a hockey game and there's a call that's reviewed, because you get so used to seeing it on TV, all the different angles that the broadcast will flip through and be like, oh, look at here, they'll show all those. And in venue, it is so much different. Because you're looking at the ref that's over by, has a headset on, that's popped through the glass. He's talking to the review booth. And you maybe have like 2 or 3 angles that the broadcast has that's on the video board that's just replaying every for the rest of the time. So you're kind of just sitting there being like, all right, we have seen the fans have seen it all. Obviously the ref is looking at different stuff than what they're showing on the board, and that contrast is hilarious because I feel like challenges are a lot more interesting through television than being in person.
Well, I think the NBA does this where you can in stadium they have what the referee is looking at on their screen.
That's cool.
Like on the big screen.
Sure.
So there'll be like live feed of their monitors so you can see what they're looking at.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting.
And so there was talks about that in the NHL too.
Yeah, I feel like that wouldn't hurt,
The nice thing about the NHL is I'm sure it's the same as other stuff, but they have Toronto that watches all the games.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times for certain things Toronto will weigh in on.
Yeah.
But I believe coaches' challenges for offsides is I think that's just the on ice referees who have to make that call.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So
with the video footage,
obviously. So
I know the NHL reviews every goal in overtime as well, regardless.
They review every goal, period.
Regardless of if it was close or not. I mean, the review may take, a lot less time
seconds,
if it's a breakaway. Yeah, you're like, okay, that's a goal.
Good goal. All right.
I think that's something that people don't think about too, is that a lot of these leagues are now getting to the point where, I'm pretty sure, the NBA, regardless of how close a game-winning shot is, it is always reviewed.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. I love watching basketball highlights of buzzer beater shots to win games, because guy hits the shot, crowd goes wild, teams are storming the court, and the refs are just running around, hands in the air, whistles going, because they know they need to look at it to confirm it. Even if it was pretty clear that he got the shot off before time expired, they will still look at it, and they're just running around and being like, wait, whoa, we have to do our part. That always cracks me up.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we could talk about this for hours and
hours. We probably
and
could,
hours
yeah.
About referees. I know I could, but
you definitely could, yeah.
I think we're just about out of time. This is our final in-person episode, unfortunately. Thank you for sticking with us if you did for this whole wonderful
3
experience.
Weeks. Yeah.
We had this last one was kind of off the rails, but it doesn't matter.
That's just par for the course at this point.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming next week with the virtual episode. Reid will be back in good old PA.
Yep.
And we'll go from there. But
absolutely.
Thank you for watching. I'll tell you a lot about a little show. We are on all sorts of social media platforms. Reid.
Instagram and TikTok at A Lot About a Little Pod. And YouTube and Spotify, A Lot About a Little.
You're getting better.
Boom, I got it.
With
that's 2 in a row.
That's 2 in a row. Again, we won't mention how he has it taped below his camera to read
I don't know. I was looking at you for most of that, so we're good, We got on the wall behind you, so it's in my field of view.
Yeah. So, all right, well, that was a fun time, and
it was.
Thanks for joining us in person today. Till the next time we're in person, we'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.